Pawson blows the whistle, and Tottenham in the white shirts with the blue trim, blue shorts and white socks are playing towards the Kop in the first half and lose possession, and Liverpool in the all-red kit with the white trim get their first touch. Szoboszlai actually catches Salah on his heels and passes the ball straight out of play. So the Tottenham side tonight, Kinski, the goalkeeper who made his debut in the first leg and kept the clean sheet. At the back, Archie Gray at right back, Kevin Danso, who is on loan from Lens, but he spent most of his childhood growing up in England, so this is not unfamiliar territory. Played for Southampton on loan from Augsburg, and actually was at Reading and at MK Dons as a youngster on their books. So Danso with Davis in central defence, Spence at left back, then in midfield Bentancur with Sarr and Bissouma, and then Kulusevski and Son in the wider areas. And Richarlison through the middle, a former Everton man who's scored 4 times against Liverpool, and all of them, all 4 goals Richarlison scored against Liverpool, have been here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Tottenham 0. And Liverpool get the ball down, and Jones plays it across to Konate in the centre circle. Liverpool, the holders of this trophy, the record winners of this trophy, winning it last year under Jurgen Klopp for the 10th time, and attacking down the right and winning a throw-in 7 or 8 yards back from the corner flag. And they play it, take the throw and then go all the way back. Here is Van Dijk, the captain, in the centre circle with the bright orange boots. Remember how he was the man of the match in the final at Wembley last season, scored the late winning goal in extra time against Chelsea. Ball played down the left, but I think it was run out of play. It was, and it's a throw-in to Tottenham halfway inside their own half. Dion Dublin alongside me, Premier League Golden Boot winner, England international, and Liverpool tonight, Dion, knowing that if they're going to go through without resorting to penalties, they've got to win by at least 2 clear goals.
Yeah, they have. They're going to have to create some chances, but it's interesting to see Spurs just retreat into a low block in a 5-4-1. Richarlison's down at the moment. He's holding his face and rolling around.
He was tangled with Van Dijk. This is 10 yards inside the Tottenham half. The two of them were shoulder to shoulder, sort of tussling together, and Richarlison has gone down. And I mean, he's writhing on the ground. He's holding his face and he's holding his neck, and Van Dijk comes across, and we're just seeing it again, Dion. Richarlison's arms across Van Dijk's chest, and Van Dijk, as he leans forward, sort of edges up his arm and catches him with his elbow.
I think he's just trying to. They've come together. I think he's fending him off. The referee's actually walking over. I don't know where he's walking.
He's got on his feet, Richarlison, and now
straight over to Van Dijk.
He's just sort of nudged into him. The two of them were talking to one another. Richarlison nudged him with his shoulder, and referee Pawson is going to call them across, and is pointing into the chest of Richarlison, who has got plenty to say for himself. Well, there we are. Blue touch paper lit,
exactly, and you can see Richarlison as well. He's saying to Van Dijk, you know, I have to say, what you've done. What you don't need now is Richarlison getting a silly yellow or a silly red, put Spurs in a really perilous predicament.
Liverpool 0, Tottenham 0. And Dion, come on, you were involved in all sorts of things like that.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've got me wrong.
I've got the wrong man. Did Van Dijk?
I don't think he elbowed him in the face. What he did, I think, is ushered him away, John.
Here come Liverpool then. Ball played through for Nunez, but that's got too much on it, the pass. That was actually from Salah through the inside right position, and Kinski can come out and pick it up.
It's impressive support from those Tottenham fans. It's not a short journey, but they've absolutely jam-packed that goal to our left in the lower tier. Brilliant support from the Tottenham fans.
Liverpool putting the press on Tottenham, headed away by Sarr to the halfway line. Cleared by Konate, but he's landed it at the feet of Kulusevski, and now Kulusevski, in fact, it's actually Archie Gray coming up from right back, who got there ahead of Jones. In comes the cross into the penalty area, Richarlison, but Konate went with him, and Van Dijk was there to mop it up when the ball bounced off Richarlison. It was slightly behind him, the cross, and it's out of play now for a throw-in to Liverpool. Positive from Tottenham. Stephen Kelly was saying before the match, Archie Gray, Porro's on the bench tonight. long-time starter at right back, Pedro Porro, but with Danzo coming in, Ange Postecoglou has said, right, Archie Gray, I'm having you as right back.
Exactly. Go and do a job for me. I think you won't see Spencer Gray going too far forward tonight, too early. I think they'll keep their shape for as long as possible, just to feel their way into the game, and then maybe midway through the first half, start to push on your fullbacks when you get more possession of the ball.
0-0, 5 Live from the BBC. There's a real February chill in the air here on Merseyside as Gakpo takes the ball down and shields it from Kulusevski, who just nudges into him and concedes a free kick that Curtis Jones is going to take. So McAllister on the substitutes bench tonight. Luis Diaz as well, and no Alisson. So Alisson not involved at all. And obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold out injured, hence Bradley plays. Conor Bradley remarkably making his 100th appearance for Liverpool. Into the penalty area, Szoboszlai with a chance. That's blocked. Then comes back for the shot from Salah, which took a deflection and I think took the pace off it. And therefore Kinski was just able to drop to his left and make the save. Yeah, lovely understanding of those players up top for Liverpool. Nunez just dropping on in for Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai into Salah. Really, really clever play. Creating chances out of nothing, really. Liverpool again, Gakpo, then through for Robertson. Robertson across to the near post, but that's clear. It might have struck the arms of Gray. Only half cleared, Szoboszlai in the area. He is nudged into by Son. He went down. Shouts for a penalty from the Liverpool crowd. But referee Paulson not interested in that, and then gives a free kick to add insult to injury for the Liverpool supporters. Gives a free kick to Richarlison. Yeah, I mean, Richarlison just receiving the ball halfway inside his half, and Van Dijk's right behind him, handing the small of his back, making sure that he doesn't turn. The referee didn't like it, thought he was a bit too overzealous, but Liverpool there just putting some pressure on, creating a few off chances as well. So Liverpool man down in the middle of the half. Richarlison's fine, but I'm not sure what's happened there. It must be, mustn't it? Nunez. This is Nunez actually. Yeah. He's holding his calf. He was down. So what's happened there is not clear at all whether it's something that happened off the ball. So he's receiving treatment. Oh, it's his ankle. He may have rocked his ankle as he was jogging, but it's easily done. You're running back and you just slightly rock your ankle to the left. It can surprise you. It can swell up quickly, but let's hope he's okay. Don't want any early substitutions. He's getting back up on his feet, which is good. Nunez. He did score one of the goals at Southampton in the quarter-finals. Liverpool have played Premier League opponents in every round. And we're just watching a replay again, Dion, of what happened with him. It's really hard to see because I didn't see him rock his ankle. There was a bit of contact there with Richarlison, but I didn't see anything too bad. Choice of listening tonight on Sports Extra right now, the delayed kick-off in the Women's League Cup semi-final between Arsenal and Manchester City. So the commentary is on Sports Extra right now on your digital radio or BBC Sounds. And the score is, Sohail Sahi?
Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1. John, we've got 7 minutes to play in the first half. Mary Fowler with the goal for Manchester City. Arsenal have responded. They got a chance through Leah Williamson, their captain. She fed Stina Blastinius. She raced onto the ball into the area but blazed it over from 8 yards out. It was a tight angle on the left-hand side. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1.
7:30 kick-off there, 8 o'clock kick-off here. Richarlison is offside, the flag is raised. And there's also, on a Thursday night, one match being played in League 2 this evening, where Chesterfield are 1-0 up on Doncaster Rovers. Second place Doncaster Rovers, but Chesterfield winning by 1-0. Liverpool 0, Tottenham 0. Here's Konate, middle of the half, his own half. Konate just running it forward, and here is Bradley, who takes it up, the Northern Ireland international. To say, I can hardly believe he's played 100 times now for Liverpool already. Time seems to be speeding up as I get older. Here's Gray on the edge of his penalty area. Gray, that's charged down, might run to Nunez, who's back on the field, but he couldn't get there. Covering challenge by Ben Davis, and it was cleared away out of play. And Ange Postecoglou down there in that now familiar grey, long, knee-length, padded coat, claps his hands together. Big night for these two, standing there on the touchline, not far apart. Ange Postecoglou, by the end of the night, might be in his first cup final as the Tottenham manager. Arne Slot, likewise, could be in a cup final at the first opportunity for Liverpool.
Absolutely, and I think the players want this. The players want this trophy. They are so close to a bit of silverware. It is important, this trophy, most definitely, especially to the players.
Yes, I was reading in the paper this morning. Chris Bascom of the Daily Telegraph was pointing out Pep Guardiola's first trophy, Manchester City, was the League Cup. Jose Mourinho, Chelsea, first trophy was the League Cup. And even you could go back in time. Joe Fagan's first trophy with Liverpool was the League Cup, and indeed Brian Clough at Nottingham Forest, his first trophy was the League Cup.
There you go. You see, who's it going to be?
Yeah, might be Eddie Howe.
It might be Eddie Howe, exactly.
Liverpool 0, Tottenham 0. We'll be there at Wembley, 5 Live. That will be some occasion, whether it's Newcastle, Liverpool or Newcastle, Tottenham. Ball played out from the back. You can just imagine on Tyneside today, Newcastle supporters already making their plans. Robertson forward now to Gakpo. Gakpo plays it up towards the edge of the box where Danso is in on the challenge. Comes out and falls for Tottenham. Headed forward by Curtis Jones, then back towards the halfway line. And Liverpool will start again. Jones into the centre circle. Just a reminder as well tonight, if you've not been across this, there can be extra time and penalties, but there is no away goals rule. Here's Bradley into the box for Liverpool, tries to pull it back, but in comes the sliding challenge to block it behind by Ben Davies for a corner to Liverpool from the right-hand side. First corner of the match. Yeah, no away goals rule in operation, and there is VAR. Dion.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Tottenham. There's no pressure at all on these Liverpool players in the middle third, so they're having a chance to pick a pass when they lift their head. It's dangerous to do that. I do believe you've got to put more pressure on those Liverpool players.
Corner taken short, then swirled in, flicked on at the near post, headed up in the air by Danso. Kinski comes, doesn't take it. He was being challenged. There's no whistle as it's volleyed away by Jed Spence, and then the whistle does come because Kinski is down on his knees, and there's a Tottenham defender in there as well, Ben Davies,
Ben Davies, isn't it?
who's taken a knock. I think Kinski collided with Davies. But we'll see. It was headed up in the air by Danson. Canate was there, and Kinski, in trying to take it, sort of gone over the top of the two of them and landed on his teammate Davies.
Yeah, I think it's clumsy from the keeper. The keeper's tried to take it in his arms rather than taking it above his head, highest point. And you expect that as well as a player. If you know the ball's in the air and you hear the shout of keeper, you know you're going to get clattered. You've got to get yourself ready for that contact.
And I think the Liverpool supporters, you can hear it inside the ground, they're already on to Tottenham because they think that they are trying to slow the game down. Whereas, and I mean, there's anger here, but Ben Davies has got blood trickling down his forehead. So, this is a genuine and legitimate stoppage here. They can be as unsettled as they like, but he's got blood trickling down his forehead from a cut on round about his hairline, I would say. And so we will have a stoppage here while he's attended to, and I suspect it might mean a bandage, Dion.
Yeah, I think as soon as the Liverpool players started to moan, there was no blood, and then when they were well into their moan, the blood started to trickle down his forehead from his hairline, down his forehead, down his nose as well. Yeah, I can see that there's some pressure being put on his head. I think he's got a cut in his hairline, just as his hairline hits his forehead. They're sorting it out now. I think the Liverpool players understand the situation now.
So 0-0, 13 minutes played. While we've got the stoppage, let's make another trip back to Meadow Park and Sohail Saeed.
Just approaching half-time here, John. Still Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1. Manchester City thought they had another goal, but it was disallowed because of offside. Good work down the right-hand side for Juno with the effort. Well palmed away by Van Donselaar, and then Mary Fowler tapped it home, but she was offside. Manchester City lead here at Arsenal by 1-0, and we've got 20 seconds of the first half to play.
Still, Ben Davies is being tended to. Again, the cut is he's got very thick hair, hasn't he, Ben Davies?
He's got very good hair.
Very good hair. And the cut is somewhere above the hairline. And I guess that the physios were having a look to see if they felt that it needed to be stitched or not. That's what I'm assuming.
They've just been putting pressure on, haven't they, the area. So I think they'll just go off now. He's gone off the pitch now, Ben Davies, at the far side.
And play now is back underway. And Davies is off. He's getting his shirt changed on the far side.
That's strange, isn't it? The Spurs got the ball back when Liverpool had a throw-in. That's a bit odd.
I think he blew the whistle.
Did he not blow? I thought he blew. I thought he went out for the throw and then he stopped it.
Well, I think Well, I guess judging by what we've seen, he must have be saying he blew the whistle before it went out of play. Hence the drop ball. Davis still off the field, still waiting to come back on. So Tottenham have had to just have a little rejig here. So Bentancur has actually dropped into the back line, and then Davis is back on. And Tottenham are back up to the full complement. 15 minutes played here, still 0-0 on the night. So Tottenham still 1-0 up, courtesy of that late goal. That Bergvall goal, his first one for the club. Slightly controversial, the feeling that he should have received a second yellow card. Although I think it needs to be pointed out as well that it was dubious, certainly, that he got the first yellow card that night, given away by Jones. Tottenham now with Richarlison, who's nudged into by Gravenberch, goes down. He took the opportunity there from the contact that there was from Gravenberch and wins the free kick 7 or 8 yards forward of the centre circle.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the contact with Richarlison. He gets into the centre of Liverpool's half, gets the contact from Gravenberch on the way back, and I tell you what, if Richarlison had looked up, Kelleher was a long way out of his goal. He's got to be careful. He was on the edge of his box.
Yeah, Quivine Kelleher coming in tonight. There's not a problem with Alisson. Arne Slot's just decided that Kelleher would play. Yaros is on the bench. And so the free kick, Son curls it into the Liverpool box, and 2 defenders went for it. Bradley and Konate together, and it bounced off Bradley, and it's a corner to Tottenham. That was quite cheap.
It was cheap. It's a really weak sort of cross from Son as well. He just dinks it into an area. You know what? Bradley's really got to take charge of that. The furthest defender always takes charge. He should have said my ball and dealt with it. None of them did. No contact at all. No talking.
Corner then in front of the Kop for Tottenham, who know the importance of every chance that they get here to extend their lead. Tottenham score first, then that's quite a tall order for Liverpool. Even here at the Kop. Son has moved a big fluffy microphone out of the way, and Son takes the corner into the near post, which is headed away by Nunez. Comes out for Tottenham. Bentancur strokes it back to Spence, and Spence then right-footed and forward, but that's beyond everyone in a white shirt. Kelleher gets it, overarms it out with pace to Szoboszlai. Now here's Gravenberch in the centre circle, looks for the run of Bradley to the right. Bradley leaves it to Salah, the Liverpool top scorer, with a really terrific 25 goals now this season, with the 2 that he scored at Bournemouth on Saturday. 25 goals in all competitions for Salah, not to mention 17 assists in all competitions.
That's just incredible stats. I mean, what a player he's been. He just seems to be perpetual motion, whether it's goals or assists.
So, no goals yet. One attempt from him that was deflected, and that was a comfortable save by Kinski. Here is Szoboszlai, now with quite a grungy look about him, I think, Szoboszlai, with his hair much longer and the beard as well. Konate to the right-hand side to Salah. A little push from him to Bradley, who was then landed on by Sarr, and that's a free kick to Liverpool over on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I think that is really clumsy. I mean, Bradley's going nowhere. He's on the edge of the corner of the box, and Sarr is so clumsy there. And now Liverpool will just get the big lads up when they'll put it into a dangerous area. You're giving an opportunity to Liverpool here. It's got to be whipped into a dangerous area.
Yes, it is. Szoboszlai potentially with the right foot. That looks more likely the sort of outswinger. There's a 2-man wall up on the corner of the penalty area. Still we wait. Tottenham holding the line about 2 yards inside the box. And then there's the big movement in from Szoboszlai, but headed away by Spence, who is effectively the first man in the box, was able to get up and under no pressure headed away. They've survived that one quite comfortably. Still 0-0.
Yeah, it's the most frustrating thing as a centre forward, as a centre half. If your free kick taker doesn't miss that first man, it's absolute criminal. You've travelled 50 yards, put it into an area, take some pace off it, just be accurate.
Van Dijk with a long pass from virtually on the edge of his own penalty area. That was 60, 70 yards, but Spence was able to get to it, and another header from him out of play above Salah. Remains 0-0. Liverpool might need a few goals tonight, depending on what happens at the other end. And even though they lost 1-0 4 weeks ago, 29 days ago in the first leg, remember before Christmas they put 6 past Tottenham in that extraordinary game, the 6-3, and the last 2 visits here for Tottenham, they've conceded 4 goals in each of those matches. Liverpool in possession, Bradley back into the centre circle. Van Dijk controls it with his left foot, then hits a right-footed pass. That's pinpoint as well. Down to Gakpo. Gakpo onto his right foot, gives it back to Jones, who is behind him. Cody Gakpo again, moves in field, a little flick to Jones, 25 yards out, square from him to Bradley. There's Salah over there on the right-hand side in the full-back position, stabs it back to Bradley. Bradley's right-footed cross towards the back post is headed away by Gray for Tottenham. He knew that Robertson was there or thereabouts behind him, and Gray's able to put it out of play. Corner.
Yeah, as good as Bradley is, that ball when it's rolled back to Salah on that right-hand side, if you've got a Trent Alexander there, he's whipping that in with pace. Bradley's just being a little bit safe there. He had numbers to hit. The ball wasn't as good as I would want it to be.
Corner from the left-hand side. Szoboszlai runs his fingers through all of that hair and then comes up right-footed into the near post, but that's headed away by Richarlison, who got a clear sight of that and was able to clear it towards the halfway line. Almost halfway through the first half here at Anfield, and still we wait for the opening goal of this second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Here's Szoboszlai on the left-hand side, though, receives it from Jones. Szoboszlai attacking the penalty area, beats 2 men and then shoots but straight into the body of Davis. But now square, Gravenberch's going to have a goal, but that's blocked inside the box. 1 or 2 shouts for a handball against Spence, and then the ball bounces down for Tottenham to bring it away. Kulusevski, tried to flick it back past Gakpo, and in the end only succeeded in conceding a throw-in on the halfway line. The crowd raised the volume inside the 4 stands of Anfield. It's a lovely little shimmy from Szoboszlai.
Yeah,
it was. It into the penalty area there.
It was, but good bodies on the line from Spurs. Strike by Szoboszlai, edge of the box. Strike by Gravenberch as well on the edge of the box. Good bodies on the line as well from Spurs defenders.
Tottenham now win it back from Szoboszlai. Richarlison holds off the Hungarian, and Spurs, I think, through Gray, will go all the way back to Kinski, who very carefully clears it high over the halfway line. Richarlison's beaten in the air by Van Dijk, and Liverpool move forward again with Curtis Jones. Jones forward to Nunez, but Nunez plays it back to Szoboszlai. They want more urgency from him. He was in space there, he's still in space. Szoboszlai just in the end taps it to Andy Robertson, then back into the centre circle, and Van Dijk, it's a crisp pass, and then Bradley overhits that through for an easy one for Kinski to take like a back pass, which he picks up now. So 0-0 here at Anfield. They have reached half-time in the Women's League Cup semi-final with you, Sohail Sahi.
Yeah, Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1, and Manchester City in control, and they deserve the lead. Mary Fowler with the shot that was too hot to handle after she was found by the impressive Vivian Miedemar. Arsenal, the holders, they've got work to do in the second half. Half-time here, John. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 1.
Promising attack by Tottenham down the left-hand side. It ended. Spence with the cross into the box, but Liverpool are able to clear it away. But the deflection in the end has taken it out for a corner for Tottenham.
Yeah, it was Salah actually. Salah was trying to lay it back to Bradley, but Bradley'd gone round on the overlap, and by the time he'd played the ball, Conor Bradley gone. Ball goes out for a corner to Spurs. Going to be an in-swing of this one.
Yeah, again from the left-hand side. Son, having moved that microphone on its stand, a big sort of sausage grey fluffy microphone, in comes the corner to the near post. Danso was after it. The debutant was headed away across the box. Liverpool do clear though, and Salah plays it forward for Nunez. Nunez I think was caught there by Spence, but the move continues. Bounces off Szoboszlai, and Tottenham have got it back halfway inside their own half, and Spence does very well and uses Kulusevski, who now gives it to Bissouma, and Tottenham, Bissouma across field. Son got a little touch on that, which actually worked very well, took it into the path of Sarr. Sarr's ball into the penalty area. Son made the run. It broke down on the edge of the box though with the Sarr pass, and Liverpool cleared away to the halfway line.
Yeah, just a bit clumsy from Liverpool there. Tried to get the ball so forward so quickly that the ball behind Szoboszlai, the ball was behind Gravenberch as well, and they just couldn't get the momentum. It broke down. And this is what Spurs will want. Spurs will want to stay in this game for as long as possible.
Gravenberch, though, now is able to release Salah. Right side, Salah's ball across, deflected all the way across goal. Nunez couldn't get there at the back post. It's a Tottenham leg that it came off as it was played across, and the ball zipped through the 6-yard box beyond the far post for a corner.
Yeah, very unselfish play that from Salah. Salah's actually coming into the box from the right wing. I think it's Gravenberch or Gakpo that goes past him, and then he tries to put it into Jones's feet on the penalty spot, but it just gets a ricochet. Just goes past the far post. Kinski actually scrambling there.
So a corner it is. Szoboszlai to take. Szoboszlai picks out Jones. Corner of the box. Jones appeared from almost, seems to come from nowhere there. But as he played it back, Gravenberch went all the way back to Bradley in the centre circle. Spence heads it away after the long pass. Van Dijk, Salah pulls it down, but Danso was in. And then back into the penalty area where it is controlled and then carried away by Sarr, who I think is going to run into trouble. He is. He's dispossessed. Liverpool had men around him. Jones and then Nunez. Now Szoboszlai beats one man and plays the ball to the left-hand side where Jones allowed it to run to Robertson, who curls the ball in, a flick, and then Gakpo on the turn. His shot is blocked. Then Nunez, that's blocked as well. Shouts for handball. Not that the defender could do anything about that. That was point-blank range. It was struck against him. Whether it hit his arm or it hit his body, I'm not sure. But it's bounced away. And from that clearance, Tottenham are on the counter-attack with Kulusevski up against Robertson. But there's only Richarlison in the penalty area, so Kulusevski's actually held it up there, tried to win the corner, and has been successful to win it off Robertson. Corner to Tottenham.
Yeah, Robertson not happy at all, shouting and screaming at his teammates as if to say, take the shot earlier. When we create chances, lads, we have to take them. We have to make the keeper make a save. They didn't on 2 or 3 occasions. Liverpool, then they were too slow to get back into defensive positions. Again, the microphone is being moved very carefully by the corner taker.
This is on the other side. Who put those microphones there? That's going to be in a meeting in the morning, isn't it? Corner then. Kulusevski into the near post, but Liverpool are able to clear it. Header down and away by Nunez, and it's out of play into another area down there, which is I'm not sure what that's for. It's got a white, it's just a square area there. It's not the technical area. It's to the right of the technical area, and anyway, there's no one in it.
Is it VAR?
It is. No,
it's VAR.
It's VAR. Yeah. Throw it, take it. Now Kulusevski pulls it back to the edge of the penalty area, a stretch away, and a clearance by Konate. And now Liverpool on the counter-attack. Bradley forward to Salah. Salah went for the early ball, but he didn't get the contact that he wanted on that, and Ben Davies was able to clear it away. The Liverpool supporters inside the ground sense that their team need their help here, because Tottenham, when they come forward, they are asking questions. 0-0 on the night, so Tottenham still lead 1-0 on aggregate. Bradley now to Salah, who virtually had his heels on the white line, comes in field now. 2 Tottenham players there, so passes it to Bradley, then back to Konate. Now here's Van Dijk. Then across to Robertson. Gakpo on the left-hand side. Gakpo up against Archie Gray. Gakpo, who's scored in his last 6 home appearances, turns, crosses left-footed. Header is straight at Kinski from Nunez from 10 yards out. Dion.
Yeah, difficult one. Really, I mean, Gakpo does really well. He's got 2 Tottenham players to take on down the left-hand side. Drops his shoulder a couple of times. Nearly gets to the byline. Just hooks it into an area. And it's a difficult one for Nunez because he's going backwards. He's on the penalty spot. He's got to get direction and power and pace on the header, and he just heads it right into the keeper's arms. But it's another chance that Liverpool haven't taken.
Yeah, that's you'll have been in that position many times, that sort of range, Dion, in your times. The ball played in, Szoboszlai shoots and scores from an offside position, and the goal is instantly ruled out by the raised flag. Ball passed through to him by Salah, but Szoboszlai was all on his own, and the reason that he was all on his own was that he was offside.
Yeah, I did think to myself, how's he created so much? Yeah, he's a yard offside. It's enough. It's a great run, though, I've got to say. And Salah's looking for that run. staying as wide as he possibly can, Salah, and he's looking for the red shirts to find the gaps in between the centre halves and the full-backs, and he's just playing it in behind them. Great run, though.
Just wondering, we do have the announcements, this trial in the semi-finals, where the referee can be, or is, mic'd up, and we can hear the announcements. I was very much hoping we weren't going to need it there, and indeed we didn't. Here's Jones. Jones on the edge of his own box. That latest Tottenham attack fizzled out, so Liverpool have got it, and the ball is played to Gakpo here. And in fact, all the way back towards the edge of the penalty area. Kevin Kelleher, who had a terrific performance, a starring role, even though Van Dijk was the man of the match in the final last season of this competition. Kevin Kelleher played his part, and that's not the only time that he starred in the League Cup final either. Remember him taking the penalty when Kepa missed his back in 2022. Liverpool in possession. Van Dijk to Konate on the halfway line. Konate, but Tottenham have got everyone behind the ball. Still 0-0. Worth pointing out, I think, mentioning again, 78 previous matches in all competitions. Ange Postecoglou's been in charge of Tottenham. He's never been involved in a 0-0 draw as the Tottenham manager. Ball played forward for Liverpool down the left, and it is deflected out for corner to Liverpool from the left, and then Robertson 25 yards out, kills it into the back post. Salah on the volley, but stretching for it, actually volleyed it high and at pace right across the face of goal and beyond the far post for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a lovely ball actually from Robertson. He just leaves it in at the far post there. I mean, Salah's on his own. It's on his right foot. He's not as comfortable as you would expect on his right, but blazes it over the bar. But it was another half chance for Liverpool. You expect at least one of those to be hitting the target.
I think he was going for goal, wasn't it? We've got another stoppage, by the way, because Bissouma has sat down now, and he, as the referee comes over, he does get to his feet, so he doesn't need to have any attention on the field. And I think he's suggesting that he might have been caught there in on a challenge. He's looking at his lower leg. Anyway, it's a goal kick, and Tottenham waiting to take this, which they do now. Kinski chips it out to Spence. Spence back to Ben Davis, who hits it low and forward, but that comes back at Tottenham. Spence again is on the ball. In comes the challenge. Salah back out to Nunez on the far side. Nunez cuts back as Spence arrives, and then uses the available Gravenberch, and Liverpool go back to the halfway line, come through the middle. Jones, but Jones is dispossessed by Richarlison. Kulusevski, Bissouma, and then Bissouma's pass is behind Sarr, so Liverpool are back in business. I thought Tottenham might have had a chance there, but Salah into the box now. Salah with the outside of his boot all the way across. Then the shot from Gakpo finds the bottom corner, and Liverpool are level in the tie, and it's Cody Gakpo. What a season he's having. Now he's scored in 7 consecutive home appearances for Liverpool, Cody Gakpo. But most importantly, Liverpool are ahead on the night, and it's 1-1 on aggregate. Liverpool 1, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Spurs because they're trying to get out. They had the ball in the middle of the pitch. Bissouma tries to play the ball to Sarr and Son. They go beyond the ball. They're out the game. Liverpool player picks it up, gets it to Salah. Salah goes down the right-hand side, outside of his left boot, curls it into a dangerous area, and the danger's not dealt with. It finds its way to the far post, and Gakpo, good feet, laces with his right boot, near post, good finish.
So off they go. Tottenham restart the match, and now it is all level and all to play for. Lovely ball across from Salah with the outside of his boot with the minimum of effort, wasn't it? But it was a strange one, as you say, Dion, because it went through so many players before eventually Gakpo was there, probably 8-9 yards out at the back post, and just one shot, first touch, into the bottom corner.
Yeah, I just think the Tottenham players were too quick to go forward, not really securing the ball. That's why the ball was in behind Sarr and Son. They're out the game. More red shirts than white shirts defending. And I do believe that Gakpo just held his run, waited for that ball to come through, and he finished it well. The noise levels have gone up.
They certainly have. And now Tottenham are up against it. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Chesterfield are now 2-0 up on Doncaster Rovers in tonight's match in League 2. Chesterfield 2, Doncaster 0. And for Cody Gakpo, that's now 16 for the season for Liverpool in all competitions. The man who was one of the joint top scorers at Euro 2024 for the Netherlands, remember. At 16, that matches his total in the whole of last season, his first season as a Liverpool player. And he's certainly got power to add. I think he's had an excellent season.
Yeah, I do too. And you can see that the Liverpool players are actually looking for him now to do something. He likes to stay as wide as possible on the left-hand side, and they leave him isolated as well.
As Kulusevski couldn't keep the ball in as he runs it away to the halfway line. So throw in to Liverpool. Szoboszlai has already picked up a ball from one of the cones. The ball's around the pitch, so Liverpool take the throw quickly. They've got their noses in front on the night. They're now looking for the second goal. Gakpo moving in from the left-hand side, plays it square. Gravenberch is there. Gravenberch to Salah. Salah lifts it across. Kinski will come and makes a good catch. The young Czech goalkeeper high above Szoboszlai, and he's got the ball safely in his hands. And I suppose now Tottenham, well, ideally Tottenham obviously want to get a goal, but failing that, they want to get to half-time without it getting any worse for them, don't they? Oh, yeah. And that's careless from Kinski. It's been given away, and now Gravenberch just outside the D. Gakpo's ball, that's blocked, comes back to Gravenberch. Gakpo and Gravenberch exchanging passes, and then Tottenham are back in position, and they do not want to make any mistakes now. You know, that could be terminal for them.
Yeah, if they start giving the ball away like they did there. I mean, Liverpool didn't take.
Ball in for Liverpool, which has reached Gakpo on the left-hand side. Jones went down in the box. Gakpo's got the ball at his feet, plays it back. Robertson curls one in. That's headed away for Tottenham by Danzo. And Liverpool again now looking to press Tottenham right back into their defensive third. Ball into the area that Davis is able to shepherd behind. And that is a goal kick for Spurs with 7 minutes to go to the break.
Yeah, it's a tough one, this. For Spurs to sit back in a 5-4-1 and concentrate for the rest of this game, that's going to be tough for them. They're going to have to come out and play a little bit of football.
Ball was cleared by Spurs, but Sarr loses out on the halfway line, and Liverpool are back in possession again. Jones, Curtis Jones, Van Dijk orchestrating things, receives the ball, pointing to his right, then passes it to Konate, then it's back to Van Dijk, who goes on a wander himself away from Richarlison, but then passes it square to Bradley, who chests it down. Salah's over there. Salah will get another assist for the goal, so that's 18 in all competitions with that ball that he put across the penalty area. And then crunch and challenge from Bradley. They love that from him, the Northern Ireland right back. And then it did actually find its intended target, Kulusevski, and then Danzo in the centre circle actually decides to go all the way back to Kinski. If he just switched on, Danzo making his debut, but Matthijs Tel is on the bench tonight. Here's Kulusevski on the right-hand side. And with this scoreline, we've got 3 minutes left in the first half, so we are 48 minutes away from extra time.
You know what, Spurs are in a sort of... They set up like they're going...
He's still in it, but Gray's pass forward, the cheers because Richarlison racing after it, can't reach it, and it bounces out of play down in front of us, down in front of the VAR area actually, for a throw-in. And now Richarlison has sat down on the pitch and he's slapping the turf. It looks like he's got a problem, and he's felt...
Yes, up the field, Richarlison sits down, he slaps the floor to see both managers. Hans Postecoglou was pointing to the referee as if to say, come on, referee, stop the game. And Slot's waving his arms forward as if to say to his players, keep playing, keep playing. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Well, Richarlison is now receiving treatment. 1-0. Soboslai into the near post, but that's headed down and away by Bentancur. However, it's bounced back to Soboslai, who's hoisted a high ball in, and Kinski, who might have caught that,